What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Jaden, and today we're continuing through this conversion checklist. Again, guys, if you haven't picked up the conversion checklist, it's a free PDF just down below in the description. Basically, it's a Shopify conversion checklist, 13 ways that you can increase your conversion rates on your store. Because as you know, if your conversion rates are good and you know that it's sticking at a solid 10% or something like that, which is pretty good for an e-commerce store, if you know that it's going to stick at 10%, you can just throw as much traffic at it as you possibly can through Facebook ads and other advertising platforms. And you know that it's going to convert at about that 10% mark. Obviously, different platforms will convert at different rates depending on the level of trust that you've built with your audience, but having a good conversion rate is always good in an e-commerce store. That's why we built this PDF for you guys to go out there, take these points and run with it. And what we're doing in these videos is showing you each of these points, just running through it. So if you want to go grab the PDF, you can follow along with what we're doing here. Otherwise, just follow along anyway. What we're doing today is looking at point number 1, actually. So on my screen right here, I do have the PDF. I'm just gonna come down to point number 1 here, which is get your images on point. Now, so many people, especially in the dropshipping niche, don't spend enough time on their product images. What they'll have is, let's just jump over to AliExpress to illustrate this point. What they'll have is just the standard imagery provided by the suppliers on AliExpress. So even me right now on leadcamping.com, and for those that are new here, this is the store that we're building and showing it through this channel. But basically, you can see these images here are just the stock standard ones provided by AliExpress. Now, the reason for that is because I don't have the product here physically, and that's one of the great things about dropshipping, but it's also sometimes a drawback, especially once you need these images and you need these advertising things. So imagine that you wanted some images for your Instagram page. The only way to do that is to edit one of the ones on the AliExpress website, which isn't that great. It doesn't look that professional. So basically what we have is a lot of people just searching for whatever their niche is on this website, sorting by orders, and this is a great way to find products. They'll sort by orders and they'll sell something like this. So they'll sell like tights or something like that, printed tights, or the jeans over here, or these other tights over here. But what they'll do is just grab the photos directly from here, and they all end up looking a lot the same. Especially in your advertising, it all looks a lot the same. It doesn't look very professional. So instead, what you can do is actually order that product and get it sent to you. So doing that, and I've actually done that myself. I'm going to take photos with this camera once it actually arrives. But what you can do is start using your products in different scenery and give your customers a bit more information. So for instance, if you are selling in the fitness niche, if you saw the thumbnail, basically I showed this brand which is put up by a guy, Mark Fit, on YouTube and elsewhere, but basically it's called Mason Nord if you want to check it out. But I think his images are really good. They're taken really well, but they also give you a bit more detail, which is a good point that you can actually include on your website. And it shows a bit more professionalism, but it also helps your customers a lot more. So if you were selling these tights, and I don't know anything about women's clothing sizing, but for instance, on that website, Mason Nord, he's selling some jeans there, and he says that the model is 5'10" and wearing a size 32. So me, as someone shopping on there, I know that whether that's going to fit me or not really adds an extra level of ease of use to your customers. They know what they're buying, they know how it's going to look on their body. They can say, okay, that guy is this tall and I'm a bit taller, or I'm a bit shorter. This is how it's going to fit me, and this is the size that I need. So getting your images on point, back to the PDF over here. So basically what I'm gonna do right here is just read through it a little bit with you guys, just to make sure we're hitting on all these points. So you can hire the world's greatest copywriter, but as eloquent and compelling as their writing may be, there's no substitute for great images, and that's a fact. A lot of people, whether you like it or not, they shop with their eyes. Especially on Amazon, like living in this Amazon world where there's a million of the same product, they're just scrolling through a feed looking for something that catches their eye. So anyway, whether you like it or not, your customers are shopping with their eyes. They want to see a high quality image that tells them the features of the image so they can easily digest it as they're kind of scrolling through. Especially on Facebook, when you're creating these ads with your products in the actual product, in the actual ad, basically they're just scrolling through their feed and they're going to stop on things that catch their eye. So it's going to be get it free plus shipping, that's going to catch their eye, but also a good product image and a good reason behind it. Like, hey, this is a brand new store, get it free plus shipping, we're building our brand, we're establishing ourselves in the marketplace. So all those things combined will go a long way to help your store out. All right, so let's just keep on going through here. In fact, images are so important that Depop's do's and don'ts. Guide for Sellers exclusively talks about creating the best images possible. That said, let's start with your product images. People want to see what they're getting in a way that is crisp, clear, and true to color. The good news is that taking amazing images for your website doesn't have to be that difficult. The quality of your images is definitely important, but you don't need a professional camera to make it happen. A simple point and shoot camera or even a cell phone, so like your iPhones these days, your Android phones, they're definitely going to be able to take some good images. You just have to be creative enough and persistent enough to actually get a good image. You have to think about your lighting. You have to make sure, as it says here, make sure your images are actually true to color, otherwise you're going to get some bad feedback. And you really just want to make sure it looks good for your customers. I'm not a photography expert, but I have taken photos in the past, and it's not all that hard. You just got to make sure it has good lighting and no shadows, and again, it stays true to color, and that people can understand what's happening in the image. Some close-ups here and there, and some high-quality images. If you can add a zoom feature on your website, so it allows your customers to kind of zoom in and check it out and check out what it looks like, it's going to be even better for your customers. So I'm going to leave this right here. Again, guys, if you want the PDF, it's completely free down below. I'll just ask for your email address, but that's all. Then I'll send it to you. But basically, I'm going to leave this one here and just cover the other points as I kind of go through. If you do want to read through, go grab the PDF. But basically, that's your product images, and make sure they're good on your website. Now, the other websites that we use the other images that we use on our website are things like the big image up here, the logo, and other images like on your about page and things like that. So for us, and I have gone through this before, but there is some new people here. So basically, to get these images, these high quality, high definition images, basically what we do is go to unsplash.com. Now, if you do have a camera, and it's probably not worth going out and spending $1,300, $1,500 on a camera, but basically, if you do have a camera, run out there, take some good photo shots, again, on this Mason Nord website, and you should be able to go check that out. So it's just masonnord.com. MAISONNORD.com. So you can see images like this one here, where it's a clothing website and he's selling the jacket and the jeans and the shirt, but you can see it in a nice kind of setting that shows the kind of style that he's trying to portray. And if you could do the same thing within your website and throughout your brand, like your Instagram page and your Facebook pages, it's going to help your customers connect with you a lot more. So if you can do that, awesome. Go out there, go in the wild, figure out some shots that are going to display and showcase your brand nicely. But if not, you can come over to unsplash.com where there are free images that you can use. So unsplash.com is the website here, and basically on this website you can just type in anything. So for me, I just type in camping, and then what I can do is just scroll down and look for some images that I can use on my website. Again, these images are all free to use on your website, so that's why it's such a great website to use. You can go out there and use shutterstock.com, but what will end up happening is you will find that a lot of the images are very stock photo oriented. You can definitely tell they're stock photos, so you kind of want to avoid that. These images here kind of look like they're taken by a local photographer type thing. They're very high quality, but they're also different. They're not just a happy camping family sitting by a fire or whatever the case may be there. They're kind of like landscape shots, or they're close-ups, or this one here where people are on hammocks. Various different things that you can use on your website to establish that type of feeling between your customer and your brand. With that said, try to avoid going out there and just filling up your Instagram feed with a bunch of these images. Maybe if you're using them in quotes or things like that, that's all right. But using these images and just ripping them straight from the website and putting them on your Instagram page will leave your Instagram page looking kind of disconnected from your brand, I guess. Whereas if you can include your products in those shots, so for instance, if you had this one here, you had someone holding your product. So if I was selling the Eco Orb Light and I had maybe this one here, or even this one here, you can see that that's probably using that same type of light. But what I could do is incorporate me using that, or incorporate a video of me using that. So I definitely suggest you actually ordering your product and getting it sent to you, so you have a physical product that you can use in your photography and videos, so you can explain to your customer why they need it and show them why they need it, and have them create that physical connection between your brand and the products that you're actually selling. So they want your products and they come to your store and they buy over and over again. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump back over to the PDF again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Avoid traditional stock photos, so Shutterstock, in that you can find some gems in there, but as a whole, it's kind of just not worth even going there unless you're getting logos and things like that. As I said, the other image that we're using on the website is the logo. And if you were watching my videos from before, basically this image just came from creativemarket.com. All I had to do was search for a camping logo, and then I just changed out the wording on that one. So that's how I got that one there. But in the future, as I kind of evolve this brand, I will get a professional logo designer to help me out with that, so we can start doing print on demand type things. I don't really want to have that logo printed there just because I don't think it's that high quality. Now, it's definitely high quality enough for like a dropshipping site, but as you kind of start to evolve your brand and you want to push towards the higher end markets, and look, this is just because I want to, I have a good idea of what actually works in the market. This will definitely work in terms of selling a lot of products. It's not like something that looks like it's made in paint or anything like that. But in terms of reaching the higher market and try to make a global impact, I guess, this logo probably wouldn't cut it. But again, you can make anything really work with the right advertising. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. As I said, if you wanna grab that PDF, it is free down below. It's a conversion checklist. So if you are struggling with conversion rates on your website, go grab that one. It's gonna run through a bunch of ideas that are easy to implement, free, or they're inexpensive for you to go out there and implement on your website. So this is one of them, and there's a bunch of others that go along with it. What I'm trying to do is make a video for each of them. We've already implemented a few of them, which you can go back and check out other videos on that if you want. But also what we'll be doing is going through a bunch more on this channel. So if you're not subscribed yet and you're interested in that type of thing, subscribe down below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below as well. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.